Hey, hey, what day is it? It's Christmas Day, sir. Oh, no, it's actually not. Today is 7/8 of 2023, and you are with the werewolf himself, Mr. Bad, the man in black, the non-belligerent non-combatants treaty with the United States and any other nations out there who are peaceful and patriotic. Then that is us, and you are welcome here. Anybody else? Most likely U.S. citizens, well, exit stage left. This is for free people, state citizens, and nationals of the United States of America only. Or people who like to know truth from around the world. You can stay too. All right. So this particular video is about a law enforcement manual. And it's a couple years old, but and it was just randomly out there on the internet. And so didn't say confidential or anything like that. So don't get your undies in the bundy. And we're going to just kind of review a little bit about what goes on that level of things. Okay. The average person doesn't get to see or hear about these things. So we're not going to go through every single page, letter, form. That is on you. You can get a copy of this for free on the internet. We'll talk about where it is, which is just going to be Black Site 32. We'll have a copy up there for you guys to download. Like I said, none of it ever says that it's sensitive or internal only. So it is 555 pages. So like I said, we are not going through every single thing. But if you guys want to educate yourself, then educate yourself. So without further ado, let's take a look at what's going on. Bang, bang. All right. So we are checking out the state of New Hampshire. So not New Hampshire state, but the state of New Hampshire. There's a difference. Anytime you see the word of, means you ain't getting the real thing. So it's a state of New Hampshire. Okay, not New Hampshire state. All right, so let's move on, shall we? Okay, so in working with the governor, apparently, the Department of Justice, notice how theirs is not in all capitals. You see that, right? And also working with the Attorney General. Okay. So they just here, they talk about how the Attorney General. So if you guys are going to send out your stuff to let them know who and what you are, you're operating private, blah, blah, blah. Those are the places where you want. If you guys want to start seeing change, you got to hit up, send your stuff to the Department of Justice, to the Attorney General for your state, Attorney General of the United States, Governor. These are the people who make these law enforcement decisions. And apparently the Department of Justice and working with them are like, hey, we want you guys to know this is kind of what we expect out of you guys down there doing things to the U.S. citizen, cough, cough, nationals. So what can we find in this here particular table of contents? The duty of police officers. So we will check that out. Oh my gosh, got so much. Look at this. Look at this. It's so crazy. And you're telling me that each police officer within 9 months knows all of this verbatim perfectly, all aspects of the law? No, of course not. There's no way. There's no way. Okay. They go through some definitions. And here they're talking about encouraging fair and impartial policing. So yeah, so the government does care about it. It's just some of these local ones are corrupt and they're dirty. That's the problem. Okay. Body-worn cameras. When cameras must be used. When people have the right not to be recorded. Oh, did you even know that? You have the right to not be recorded? Interviews with the victims. You guys are talking about you want to know your rights. Well, you got to know how they move, what they're doing, what rights you have. They're not going to tell you. They have no. You will never find in any manual in here them telling you that they have the legal duty to tell you about your privacy, only about the bare minimum, and that's your Miranda rights. And even then, they don't have the time give those to you. Okay, well, if they don't provide your Miranda rights, well, then they're denying you part of your due process. That right there can get things thrown out. So they have to give you your rights. Why do they have to give you your rights? Because you're not completely their property. These states, the lower local level, you are free. You've contracted to be part of their membership, their fraternity, their group, their PMA. Anyone having a reasonable expectation of privacy. See, you have rights to privacy. When the camera shall not be used. Okay. Storage and retention of those recordings. Sometimes they go missing. Well, if the evidence is missing, guess what they can't do to you? The right of civilians to use non-deadly force. What is that? The right of the civilian to use non-deadly force. You can protect yourselves even from them, but it must be done properly. As we all know, if you just try to do whatever, they're going to label you a belligerent combatant and make you look out to be a sovereign citizen or some jazz like that in the news, because we know the news is biased too. We all work together. Let's put on the happy face, throw people underneath the bus, work together, but in the dark, we all do all drama and trash. I mean, not all of them, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, limitations on the rights of civilians. Being provoked, provocation, who's the initial aggressor? Combat by mutual consent. Imminent use of unlawful deadly force. The right of civilians to use deadly force. To prevent a kidnapping or forcible sex offenses. To prevent a felony within the actor's dwelling. Did I not tell you guys before that they are considered actors? Just seen it right there. Hold on, let me get back up here. Actors within the actor's dwelling. They're calling us actors. It's right there. This came from the Department of DOJ, Attorney General, Governor. This is their stuff, not mine. I'm just reading it. Are you gonna be mad or bothered with me? And I'm just reading, y'all stuff, y'all things, and it's in the public. I didn't hack anything. I just was on the internet. I Google searched it. That's it. Law enforcement. When they can use non-deadly and when they can use deadly. Preparation and execution of a search warrant. The probable cause standard. They have to have probable cause to try to get a warrant. Not just take your stuff. Call a tow truck company and have them take your car. That is not due process. They had no warrant. That's a violation on the federal level. They effed up. Applying for search warrants, not just getting them. You have to apply for it. Oh, now we talk about territorial jurisdiction. What evidence may be obtained from the warrant? Only the specific thing mentioned in the warrant. The application process for that in detail. They must follow the guidelines. They cannot lie here. They can lie to you on the side of the road and whatever else, but they cannot lie in obtaining these things. We know they have, but if it's found out, they're effed. How to execute the warrant. Who may execute a warrant? Displaying the warrant. The knock and announce rule. Daytime or nighttime searches. No good faith exception in New Hampshire. Motion to seal the warrant. You guys don't want your information out there? Ask them to seal it. The law of warrantless searches. Okay, look here. Voluntariness of consent. Express or implied. When they ask, can I search your car? No. Well, we're going to do it. Well, then that's a felony on you guys, because I do not give consent. If the guy says, oh, I'm going to search your car and starts doing it and you don't say anything, that's implied. Nope. I do not consent. You do not have a warrant. I've committed no crime. I'm not in an active commission of a crime. Okay, this is what they can do within schools. Investigative or Terry stops. Must support reasonable suspicion to justify the stop. You have the right to travel, publicly or privately. They have no reason to stop you unless you're doing something that looks like it's criminal, or you're endangering public safety. Not because you have a foreign plate, not because you're color, not because you have a nice car. Those are not okay things. Then they talk about the pat down search, searching the vehicle, contraband, use of force, Miranda warnings, custodial interrogations. Well, I'm not under somebody's custody. I belong to myself. Asking occupants to step out of the vehicle, canine sniff. There's all things. This is going to tell you all that they can and cannot do. Information through anonymous sources, eyewitnesses. All right, this is a very, very powerful document here to read through. Driving under the influence. The arrest, the breath test. Can they do it? Can they not do it? Hospital blood. Did you do any injury? Were you driving or were you traveling? Voluntariness of suspect statements. When Miranda warnings are required. Things that they don't normally do. The waiver of your Miranda rights. The invocation of the right to remain silent. You have to say anything. You've got right to counsel, right to hear your rights, right to remain silent. Factors of the arrest. Executing the arrest. Use of force. Yeah, we know how that goes. Executing an arrest in a third party's home. Probably don't have a sign up saying this is not U.S. property. This is private property. Oh, check it out. Arrest of a foreign national. 236. We're going to go check that out right away. Let's go check that one out. If the arrest person is a citizen of a country other than the United States, that person may be entitled to certain protections under the VCC, a treaty to which the United States is a party. The VCC requires that whenever a foreign national is arrested or detained in the United States, certain procedures must be followed to ensure that the person's government can offer the person appropriate consular assistance. Foreign nationals must be advised of their right to contact their native country's consulate. Okay, depending on the person's nationality, the person may have additional rights under the VCC. United States Department of State has developed a standard operations procedure and how to comply. Okay, it can be found here. All right, didn't have a whole lot of in-depth information. So each agency itself might have a different set of things on that, but essentially, it's level of diplomatic immunity, depending on what you've done. Mentally ill individuals, warrantless arrests, hot pursuit. Like I said, there's so much. Stalking, child, bank, human. Complaints. Got sample complaints. Oh, wait. False imprisonment. That's a good one. Testifying in courtroom procedure. Rebuttals and closing arguments. Additional consumer protection statutes. So let's see. Basically, it says they need to make their oath, comply with all the rules and regulations set forth in both. Oh, heck yeah. Man, I was going to skip this. We got to read it. There's juicy bits in here. The duty of peace officers, which we know they're policy enforcers, not really peace officers. They stopped wearing blue a long time ago, but we'll leave that alone. The start of every law enforcement's career coincides with making and subscribing to the oath of office. Which every police officer promises to bear faith and true allegiance to the constitutions of the United States. Oh, wait. And the state of New Hampshire. So they swore to uphold both of these. Well, guess what? The Constitution for the United States of America supersedes the state, but they operate mostly on the state, but they have to comply with the Constitution for the United States of America. This is your oath, police officers. But I'm not mad at you because your state does not teach you anything about the Constitution of the United States of America. Therein lies the problem. This is with the board members. That promise includes agreeing to comply with all the rules and regulations set forth in both constitutions, not one, but both. Now, that could be a mind effer because there's a lot of conflicting stuff in there, but the main one is the United States of America, which supersedes the local level. But they're only taught the local level. So how can they possibly know about right to travel or anything else unless they talk to an experienced officer who's willing to share the information? Maybe their commanding officer, maybe the chief of police. That's why the older ones who've been sued or have buddies who've been sued or lost their jobs because of not paying attention or learning or understanding the rights of the private person in both constitutions. That's where they learned it from. But they let the younger officers learn on their own. I've had judges who know exactly who I am and what I got going on, and all they did is they threw the next new judge under the bus by having to deal with me to get their feet wet. That's dirty. Snake on snake. No honor amongst thieves, apparently. So an officer who willfully violates that oath, who willfully breaks that promise, shall be dismissed from office. Well, that's cute. You don't understand the Constitution, and all you got to do is lose your job. Well, that's all they're going to see. That's all. If you pay attention, they're just saying you should lose your job. But now the person who you violated, they don't mention this here, at least not yet. I haven't seen it, can go after you in your public and private capacity. Now, I'll be the first person to say, I don't think any good cop should lose their job, with their house, their children's bank accounts, and whatever else as a fellow American national, patriot, state citizen, private person, private sector should lose that or be sued because of something they don't know. But the people who employ them up the chain don't care. Because you are replaceable. Sorry to keep it G. But that board is a for-profit corporation. They're going to do what lines their pockets. And you guys can't arrest them, right? Because they're your boss. You can't arrest your boss. Unless your boss violates something higher up. Yeah. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. So the rules of criminal procedure as set forth. So there are rules in criminal, not civil. They're only supposed to be doing criminal things, but yet they go after you for civil infractions. Set forth under the United States, which is the federal rules of civil procedure. They said it. The Department of Justice, the government, we the people, put them in place to do these things. We agreed on it. They made it happen. They put it in a book. Hold on one second. Hold on. And I remind myself, I am behind on reading this book and bringing it to you guys. Sorry, I've been busy. The federal rules of civil procedure, all of them must follow this, and they don't, which means most of your cases can be tossed out. Here's what police officers, because I know you guys watch the videos. Hi, guys. Appreciate you good ones out there. This is what they don't teach you guys. These two things, the federal rules of civil procedure and constitutional law, which is the superior law in the land. Supreme Court cases, everyone should know. But if you knew these things, it would conflict with what they teach you. So let's just keep your minds focused. And I'm just keeping it real, guys. I've read the stories where really smart guys took police tests and were too smart, and they didn't want them to become cops for some reason. One guy sued on the internet. And yes, I did want to become a police officer, actually a detective and a federal agent and all that good jazz. And then they were like, no, we can't accept you for these reasons. Too smart, too this, too that, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So, okay. I do my own thing in the private. So, yeah, they don't want you to know those things because it would divert your attention from doing your job. And now you've got a conflict. They want to keep you focused. So let's get back to the video, shall we? As set forth in the United States and New Hampshire's constitutions, should never be looked at as obstacles in your path to success. They should be looked at as the path to success. So the term police officer includes all police officers, regular, special, and auxiliaries, as well as constables. The duties of police officers are those of conservatory of peace. As such, police officers have the authority and, in some circumstances, the obligation to act expeditiously to protect the public. Protect. Doesn't say govern. It says protect. Now, they have the right by their law and statute to govern commerce on the public roads for drivers, but to protect the public. The right to travel people, the traveler, the private person, they have the right to supervise and protect, not govern and ticket. Protecting the public includes not only detecting and investigating criminal offenses, not civil, but citizenry, citizenry. So there you have it. Just broke it all down. Now let's get back up to here. Okay, what they can do: seizure of your firearms and other weapons. I'm not going to go through every single thing in here because a lot of trigger words here for YouTube, but all right. So, pre-arrest, post-arrest, media. So that's it, guys. I'm going to download this document right now and put it up on the site. You guys can go through it and read it for yourselves. Like I said, I could literally spend months just doing videos on each one of these subjects. And sure, it'd be YouTube gold, but that's just a lot of work, and it's easier just to go and read the stuff for yourself. If I find anything key that needs to be highlighted, then yes, I will make specific videos on the highlights that you should know for your rights and freedoms. Otherwise, get the manual for yourself and read it page through. It's free. Do you not like free? Most of the stuff I provide you guys with is free, which is why I have no problem saying shamelessly, if you guys want to donate, go to the donation page on blacksite32.com, and you can do a one-time or a weekly or a monthly or whatever you feel of any amount. Still have not had one multimillionaire offer $250,000 or $1 million or anything like that. I am very hurt and very sad because I know you guys watch my YouTube channels. To you, it's $1 million. To me, it's a whole life of never having to work again. All right, guys. I just had to throw in a shameless plug. But yeah, there's other services and files, including the irrevocable trust, now in document form, editable, which is huge and key. Huge. New word, don't take it. All rights reserved. Because a lot of times when you get the service done by somebody else, they're going to overcharge you, and it's not editable. It's all lock, stock, and that's it. And only they want to update it. It's a brilliant plan, but we do it a little bit better here. That's why the wolf is the best. All right, so you can get that on Blacksite. Just check it out. Just read the blogs, read the information, subscribe to the newsletter, and you can find out how to talk or join some of the other groups out there and support in various different ways and other platforms. So thank you guys in advance. Yes, I'm on TikTok and Telegram and Odyssey and Patreon and Rumble and all that stuff. So to make sure you're not getting scammed by somebody else out there, okay, which I wouldn't do that to you. Everything is straight legit. You can always find me directly on Blacksite32. All the platforms I'm on are, if they're legit and it's me, you'll find my name, username, all that good jazz on Blacksite32 on the social media page. If it's somewhere else, somebody else, it's probably not me. And if someone's reaching out to you personally and you're like, It's the wolf. Oh my gosh. It's probably not me. I'll be honest, because I don't have time for that. And if I did have time for that, I still wouldn't do it because I'd be just spending more time reading books. Because that's what we nerds do. So don't take it offensive. It's not me. So please, for the love of God, don't send these people money or whatever else. I will never ask you for any of that. Everything from me will be done through Black Site 32. And if it's not an exact email name that's on Black Site or an exact username, then it's probably not me. You know what? If they're asking you for money or anything, okay, I do realize I just asked millionaires out there for money, okay, but that's different. And they can find my PayPal or whatever else on Black Site 32. But if someone's reaching out to you directly and personally for anything, not even just on this channel, it's probably a scam. So don't fall for it. Period. Never send anybody money. Not when they're reaching out to you. If you want to give or donate money to somebody, then you go to their website and you donate. 99.9% of the time, somebody approaching you in your inbox and your whatever else, it's a scam. I don't care what they offer you, care what pictures, I don't care if it's some cute girl from Argentina or whatever else. She got me for like 20 racks. Just kidding. Don't send any money. All right, so there, we're done with the public service announcement. Take care, guys. Talk to you later. Badwolf's out. Don't forget to hit that bell, like,